Good morning, my dear students. Welcome back. We will continue with the fourth chapter which we started in the previous video. The chapter's name is Structure of Ocean Floor. Now, children, in the previous video we have already started with the we learned about the relief of ocean floor. Then we learned about the continental shelf, the continental slope, and the abyssal plain. Yes, see in the picture you can see all the three. Now we are going to continue with the next part of the lesson, and in this lesson we are going to learn about the mountain ranges and plateaus which are submerged in the ocean, then the marine deeps and the marine trenches, and finally we are going to learn about the marine depositions. Okay, same like the hills and mountains which we see around us. Yes or no? You can see in the picture the beautiful mountains and the hills which we see. Same way they are under water or they are submerged under water. The hills and mountains found on the ocean beds are called submerged hills and mountains. These hills are hundreds of kilometers wide and thousands of kilometers long. Peaks of some of the submerged hills come above the sea level. They are visible to us as marine islands. Iceland in the Atlantic Ocean, Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal are some of the examples. So when we talk about the submerged hills and mountains, children, we come to know that these are the part of mountains which are visible on the above the sea level. Same way they are beneath the sea level also. So some come above the sea level, so they are mainly known as the marine islands. Okay, now one of the example is given to us, that is Iceland in the Atlantic Ocean. Then we have Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal. Yes. Then the summits of some marine islands are flat and extensive. They are called oceanic or submarine plateaus. For instance, Chagos Plateau in the Indian Ocean. Now, they are like plateaus. Some are there flat, totally flat, and they spread for a long distance. So they are known as submarine plateaus. Okay, one of the example is given as Chagos Plateau in the Indian Ocean. Moving to the next topic, that is the marine deeps and marine trenches. On the ocean bed again, there are some landforms which are deep, narrow and steep. Just try to observe this image which you can see on the screen and try to relate with the explanation. Okay, on the ocean bed, as I said, there are some landforms which are deep, narrow and steep. They are called marine deeps or trenches. Generally, the shallower ones are called marine deep, while deeper ones are extending for longer distance and called trenches. See, can you see the trench, the arrow mark which shows? You can see it's very deep, children. At the same time, when you talk about the marine deep, they are not very deep but a shallower part, that is known as the marine deep. As well as the trenches are very deep and they spread or extend for a longer distance. The trenches are thousands of meters deep from the sea level. Now, as I said, they are very deep, so they are spreading about thousands of meters below the sea level. The Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean is the deepest trench in the world. Its depth is around 11,034 meters. The mid-oceanic submerged hills and marine trenches are geologically the most active areas of the ocean bed in the world. There are many active volcanoes here. These areas are also earthquake prone. Earthquakes and volcanic eruption occurring in the ocean bed give rise to tsunamis in the nearby coastal areas. Now, see, there are arrows which are showing hot spot. Can you see? Yes, these are just somewhere near these trenches. So what happens is these areas are also known as earthquake prone areas. Earthquake and volcanic eruption occurs from this particular areas and reaches the nearby coastal area. Okay children, so far we completed the relief of the ocean floor, then the continental shelf, continental slope, abyssal plain, mountain ranges and plateaus which are submerged in the sea, then marine deeps and the marine trenches. Moving ahead, we will start with the next subtitle, that is marine deposit. The marine beds are the deep parts of the world in respective regions. Hence, various deposits are found in these parts. The deposits are as follows. Number 1, pebbles, clay, soil, etc., brought by rivers, glaciers, etc., from the continents. See now children, the first part or the first criteria of the depositions is which comes from the rivers and the glaciers flowing from mountains or continents. So it gets deposited near the banks. These are pebbles, clay, soil, etc. Then the next part of deposition is the depositions of these type of depositions occur mainly on the continental shelf, that is near the shore. These are called the marine deposits. Now mainly you will find these types of depositions occurring near the continental shelf. Okay, the next type of deposition is part 2, that is lava and ash erupting out of the volcanic eruption is also found here. Fine soil particles are deposited on a large scale. Remains of marine plants and animals are mixed in these deposits. The mixture is made up of fine particles and lies in the form of fine clay. This is around 30% of the deposit. These are called marine oozes. To understand the form of the marine life in the ocean and availability of minerals on the ocean bed, the deposits are very important. Now see in this picture, these are the marine oozes. So when we want to make a deep study about the availability of the minerals on the ocean bed, etc., or what about the marine life, that time these marine oozes are taken into consideration or they are used for a deeper study. Sedimentary rocks are found due to the depositions of layers over layers of the sediments and the pressure of seawater. See, you can see there are layers also here. Okay, the third part children, again moving to the next part of these depositions are, besides some human induced materials in some are also found here. These include sewage, solid waste, radioactive materials, waste chemicals, plastics, etc. These waste prove hazardous to the hydrosphere. These materials are extremely harmful to the marine life and its environment. Though the polluting components are less, their nuisance value is more. Now see children, in the photo you can see these are also known as anthropogenic deposits. That means these are environmental pollutants which causes a lot of pollution in the hydrosphere. Even though they look very less in quantity, but they are very hazardous and they have caused a lot of disturbance in the hydrosphere. The marine life and its environment is totally endangered because of these hazardous chemicals and the wastage plastics, radioactive materials, etc., which are deposited in the sea. Next children will learn about the mean sea level. Elevations or depth of any place is measured from the sea level. The average of the highest high tides and the lowest low tides is considered as sea level. Now see children, in this picture the highest tide and the lowest both are shown, and then the mean sea level. Can you see? This average is taken to be 0 and altitudes or depth are measured and shown in positive or negative values. For example, Mount Everest is 8,848 meters high and Mariana Trench is 11,034 meters. For survey purpose in India, the height of sea level at Chennai is considered to be 0 and the elevation of any place in India is measured with reference to this. Now children, if you open your textbook to page number 26, you will find that there is an image of highest and deepest. Then there is the Mariana Trench which is shown, Mount Everest and the sea level. So you will get an idea of what exactly we are telling about when we talk about the mean sea level. Okay. Moving to the next is, always remember, depositions of many materials coming from land keeps occurring in the seas and oceans. This is in the form of natural deposits and sediments. But man disposes unwanted materials in the sea. This poses a hazard to the ocean bed and to seawater. Also, it is harmful to the marine life. We must keep in mind that the biodiversity found in the seas and oceans is higher than on the land. So, children, the biodiversity which is found in the seas and ocean is much more higher than what is found on the land. So, we must see that it is our responsibility to take care of the nature. Now many times when you must have visited a beach or something, you must have seen how the shores are so dirty. So many plastics, things here and there thrown by us only. Nobody else is coming from the ocean and throwing things outside, right? So it's we who keep throwing things in the ocean and then it gives us back. And the whole of the shore you can see is totally polluted. So it should not happen. So it's nobody's but our individual responsibility to see that such type of pollution is not occurring near us or wherever we are, or we should create an awareness to people who are not aware of. Now children, actually if you see page number 27 in your geography textbook, now many of the things here are omitted which is outside the portion, but still we can learn it for our just for our knowledge. Now see, there's one table or column which is given. Classify them as per the following chart. The flow chart is given. Materials coming along with the waves. There are two types of materials coming. One is natural, and in natural there are plants, sponges and shells and aquatic animals. On the other hand, the artificial and man-made, chemicals, metals, plastic, glass, etc. So it is just for your knowledge. This is not going to come for your exam, so you don't need to write it down in your books as well. Do you know, again the last part, while studying the ocean floor, we must keep in mind the age of the ocean bed. By studying the deposition on the ocean bed, it occurred to the scientists that the deposits at the ocean floor are not older than 200 million years. The maximum age of rock on the continents is supposed to be 3,200 million years. Then where have the deposits on the seabed which are older than 200 million years gone? This made the scientists restless. Then they started the study of the rocks along with the deposits. This made them realize that the rocks are also not older than 200 million years. It is inferred that the ocean floor is very young as compared to the Earth's surface. Now this is unanimously expected. This research was then used in the study of the concept of plate tectonics. So now this, children, is just for your knowledge. This whole page number 27, is not included in your portion. This part has been omitted from the portion, so you don't need to worry about it. I hope you all understood the lesson very well. We have completed chapter 4, structure of ocean floor. Now children, what you all have to do is, in your textbook there are diagrams on page number 24, that is 4.1, 25 page number, that is figure 4.2, And on page number 26 there is always remember part, and in that highest and deepest these are given. So you are going to draw all this when I give the notes of this chapter, not before that. Only after I give the notes of the 4th chapter you all are going to draw these diagrams. Okay children, any doubt you can join the doubt clearing session and clear your doubts. Thank you. Have a nice day.